For my warm-up, I did a 5-minute jog and I did 2 sets of 10 air squats to warm my body up. The dumbbell picture, it's got the dumbbells in the down position. I use mine in the up position, rest them on my shoulders because I don't like using the barbell and I don't like the pressure on my spine. My foot position is shoulder width apart with the toes pointed out, and my body position is upright, keeping my chest from going down. And the natural motion going up and down, I don't focus on trying to keep my knees from going in front of my toes. I just try to keep it natural as possible. And I try not to rest in between my reps to keep the tension and hypertrophy. I try to keep my elbows inward and not let them flare out, because then it's hard to balance myself with my elbows sticking out. After that, I go straight into the straight leg deadlift. My feet are closer than shoulder width apart. I try to keep the dumbbells close to my shins. I don't go above the knees because I don't want to bring the tension to my lower back. But I want to get that nice stretch when I go down, and I want to squeeze my hamstrings on the way up. The third exercise of the superset is the seated calf raise. It works more of your soleus. And I try to sit close to the edge. I put the pads to my mid to upper thigh. I lean forward and I try to pause at the top, not at the bottom, but I want to control it on the way down and just as well control it on the way up. It's a short motion. For this exercise, I start on the up position instead of the down position with the dumbbells. I got a platform under my feet, raising my knees higher than my waist. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna stand up with the dumbbells in my hand. I'm gonna place them on my knees, and then I'm gonna catch my breath because that's a lot of weight. And I'm going to rock back. But at the same time, I'm going to lock my arms out so that I can start in the upward position instead of the downward position. Now, mind you, you wouldn't start off this exercise for the first time setting it up like this with heavy weight. You would start off with a lighter weight, like something like 30 pounds or something like that. And the more you practice it, this setup, the better you'll be at it. As you see, I'm going to rock back because I kind of got to give myself a 3 count or 4 count, and then you're going to see my elbows lock in, and then I'm going to roll back and push my legs up. I arch my back, engage my traps, activate my scapular. I keep my elbows slightly inward and not flaring my arms out. I don't bring my elbows past my elbows because then it brings the tension off my chest and more on my shoulders, and that's not safe. And I make sure I keep my feet planted on the ground through the whole entire exercise. Bench press, I don't focus on pushing the weight up. I focus on bringing my elbows together. The next exercise of this superset is going to be the pull-ups. Now, I'm not going to go all the way up because when you go all the way up, you engage the biceps. And this is not a bicep exercise. I want to focus on my lats. So I'm going to go halfway up, and I'm not going to go all the way down because I don't want to release the tension off my lats. I want to keep the time over tension on my muscles. So I use my straps so I don't have to focus on holding my body up. All I gotta do is just, use my hands as hooks, and I don't use my thumbs. So I'm going up and I'm bringing my shoulders either parallel with my elbows or maybe slightly a little bit above my elbows. And I'm focused on squeezing myself up and not pulling myself up. That's the focus and the mind-muscle connection that you should make when you're doing this exercise. This third exercise of the superset is the shoulder press. And with the shoulder press, I put a slight arch in my back, and when I lift the dumbbells, I try to keep my elbows slightly in front of my shoulders and try not to flare my elbows all the way out. I don't go all the way down, because when you go all the way down, you transfer the tension to your upper back and your scapula, and it's not a back exercise. So I try to make sure I keep my elbows slightly in front of my shoulders, not bringing it too far to the front, because then it engages your chest. Now the fourth exercise is the upright row, and I try to keep the weights close to my body. I try not to let my shoulders roll forward on the way down. I don't bring my elbows all the way down either, because I want to keep the tension on my shoulders, and I focus on bringing my shoulders out instead of bringing my shoulders up. So for this arm curls, we're doing an incline. And it's pretty much easy to keep the arms from moving forward or backwards because of the restriction of the incline bench. And I don't let my arms go all the way down. I don't do one arm and then the other arm, giving them time to rest in between reps. I just keep pumping, trying to keep the tension on so I don't go all the way down. And when I go up, I try to focus on squeezing the bicep and not raising the weight. After that, I go straight into the tricep extension. It's on an incline. It feels better when I do it on an incline versus just sitting straight up. And with this, I try to keep my elbows in and not let them flare out. And I bring my arms all the way down until my forearms are parallel with the ground. And then I go back up. But I don't bring the weights over my head. I try to keep it behind my head. I'm trying to keep everything nice and tight. As you can see, my abs, everything is nice and tight, and I try not to move at all. This last exercise of the superset is the leg hip raise. And I'm using a 20-pound dumbbell at the bottom of my feet. And with this exercise, I try to keep my knees going up and in because I want to activate my abs. So I have to bring my knees as high as I can, and I'm trying to bring them in as far as I can. As you can see, my butt is going slightly up because I'm curling my abs. Thank you for watching my channel. Please smack that like button and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications for more fitness workouts, fitness facts, human anatomy research that will improve your strength, power, and physique.